removed myself from this website back in 2023. Why did I remove myself? I removed myself because they're cheating me. They were charging me money for leads that I was not getting. The people, whenever I'd spoken to them, I had, whenever I got to the leads, they'd already been spoken to by Prince or someone beforehand. So I thought, no, this isn't working for me. Let me cancel this. Don't want it anymore. When I cancelled it, these bad reviews started coming up. I got about 6 bad reviews. But if you look down the page there, and you look everywhere else on the internet, everywhere else, the only place I've got bad reviews is on this website. Isn't that a bit bizarre? Isn't that a bit odd? Right? So, not only that, this is public protection notice, yeah? This is a public protection notice. Oh, this profile is probably under 5. This is all bullshit. Who are you? Who are you to do that? Who are you to do that? Especially when Prince Dominic is lying. He lies and he's an abuser himself. He's an abusive person himself. Let's just put it like that. Yeah. So apparently I've been blacklisted. It's terrifying, isn't it? Terrifying news. I mean, I don't know what to do with myself, apart from the fact that people who are coming into finding McKenzie Friend don't know any different. They think I actually am banned. They think that you have the authority to do that. They don't, unfortunately. And this is what you're getting yourself into when you start working with them. This is what it is. So I've been blacklisted. That's terrifying news for me. By the Solicitors Regulation Authority, maybe? No. By the Bar Standards Board? No. By a court, maybe. By a court. Obviously, the court might have done it, no? No. I've been blacklisted by a bloke with a website, McKenzieFriend.com, has published what it calls a public protection notice about me. It claims my membership was terminated following multiple substantiated complaints and says I will remain on its public blacklist for 5 years. Wow, okay. You get less time for burglary. But here is the rather important part they have tucked underneath their own warning. Finding McKenzie Friend is not a regulatory body. Correct. It isn't a regulator. It isn't an official register. It isn't an authority appointed by the government, the judiciary, or anybody else. It is a private commercial website. It has the right to decide who advertises on its directory. Of course it does. Its website is its membership rules, absolutely. But its authority ends at the edge of its own website. You cannot ban me from being a McKenzie Friend. You cannot regulate the profession. You cannot decide who may support somebody in court. That decision ultimately belongs to the court. The real issue isn't that they removed me from their directory. I couldn't care less about that. I deleted myself. I removed myself. The issue is it's dressing it up as a private commercial decision, as a public protection notice, as though they are some officially appointed safeguarding authority, and they aren't. So let's examine their language. They say there were substantiated complaints. Substantiated by who? What precisely was alleged? What evidence was examined? Who conducted the investigation? What opportunity was I given to answer allegations? Was the decision reviewed by somebody genuinely independent? Where is the written decision explaining how they reached their conclusion? Because putting the word substantiated on your own website doesn't make something true. I could put the King of Belgium underneath my name tomorrow. Belgium probably wouldn't start preparing the coronation. Now, let's look at something else, shall we? Now. I was quite surprised to learn about this. I didn't, Here's where scrutiny becomes rather inconvenient. A publication called The Trent published an article back in 2021 concerning a clergyman named Reverend Prince Dominic. The article reported allegations that he abandoned his wife and 4 children in the UK before travelling back to Nigeria and marrying another woman while allegedly legally still married to someone else in England. He has also reported allegations of physical and emotional abuse involving him and members of his family. Those are extremely serious allegations. Let me be absolutely clear. They are allegations reported by that publication. I am not claiming that they were proved by a court, the police, the Church of England, or any other regulator. The publicly available biographical information appears to connect the person named in the article with Prince Dominic of a Find a McKenzie Friend. If that identification is wrong, he can correct it, absolutely. If it is the same person, he has every right to explain his position, challenge the allegation, and provide evidence. That's called procedural fairness. It's precisely the fairness somebody should receive before damaging allegations are presented publicly as though guilt has already been established. You cannot demand fairness when allegations concern you, but replace fairness with homemade blacklist when allegations concern somebody else. That isn't accountability. That is hypocrisy with a website subscription. Now let's have another look at something else. Let's have another look. Let's have a look. Come closer. There's more. I'm sure there's more. Let's have a look. Let's do this. And okay. So find a McKenzie friend. Here we are. So we've got here. Now, this has only recently gone up. So let's have a look at the 1% stars. Let's have a look at when they are. So this is 1st of July. This is quite recent. So a few days ago. Shocking scammer didn't turn up. Well, what a fucking surprise there. Why is that not on his website? I'm sure someone would have left him feedback on his website, but he's obviously opted not to put it on there. Is that selective? So what else have we got? Okay. Go. I want the bad ones. Let me see the bad ones. Here we are, look. Another one, 2026. Paying £230. This is all of his website, yeah? This is 2026 as well. So these are more damning reports. Avoid Prince Dominic, worst service and dishonesty. Look, why is that not on his website? Do not use them. Just pay £700. Why is that on his website? Why are these not on his website? I don't understand. Because they're projecting, ladies and gentlemen. They are projecting. That's what it is called. It's called projecting. Now, some reviews of Find a McKenzie Friend are positive, and I'm not going to lie about that. But there are several one-star reviews containing serious allegations. Reviewers have alleged that court support failed to arrive, that money was not returned when expected, that documents contained errors, that work was unfinished, and that additional payments were demanded. One reviewer alleged paying hundreds of pounds before discovering shortly before the hearing that the promised person could not attend. Again, reviews are allegations. They're not court judgments, and I am not presenting them as proven facts. But if Find a McKenzie Friends wants to position itself as the guardian of consumer protection, it must answer a very simple question. Who investigates the complaints made about them? Who watches the people who have appointed themselves to watch everybody else? Because accountability cannot only travel the direction of your commercial competitors. Now, why are they doing this to me? That's a good question. Why are they doing this indeed? Well, I've taken why keep my profile online for 5 years? Why create a permanent warning designed to frighten people away? Here is my honest opinion. They're scared of me. They're scared of what I'm building. Not scared of me like in a dark alley. I'm not Liam Neeson. They're scared of the competition. They're scared of scrutiny, and they are scared of losing control over a sector they appear to believe belongs to them. Yes, I'll say that I'm pretty good at what I do. I'm really good at what I do. But I'm not perfect. I have made mistakes, and I will make more mistakes because I'm a human being. That's what happens when you're running an organization. I'm not an AI-generated photograph wearing a barrister wig. No, but I understand family court. I understand human behavior. I understand that frightened parents do not need somebody blowing smoke up their backside and agreeing that everything that their ex-partner is their ex-partner's fault. They need the truth. If your behavior is damaging your case, I will tell you. If your statement is 20 pages of anger and 2 paragraphs of evidence, I will tell you. If your messages make you look aggressive, unpredictable, or obsessed with winning against your other parent, I will tell you. I help people become calmer, clearer, and better prepared and properly child-focused. That is what makes me effective. It also makes me inconvenient because I am not building another tiny directory that charges people for leads. I'm building a national platform, a free alternative, better training, better accountability, somewhere where the public can review everybody, including me. That's why we've called it FindingMcKenzieFriendReviews.com. It isn't pretending to be a regulator. It isn't pretending to be a complaint. It isn't pretending that every complaint proves guilt. It is a place where genuine clients can leave genuine reviews about McKenzie Friends and McKenzie Friend organizations, positive or negative, including reviews about me. No invented stories, no anonymous commercial sabotage, no organized pile-ons, real experiences checked properly and supported by evidence wherever possible. Because the McKenzie Friend sector does need accountability. But accountability works both ways. You cannot appoint yourself sheriff, pin a badge on your own chest, and publish public warnings about competitors, then become offended when somebody asks who gave you the badge. So don't simply ask whether you like Jason Appleyard. Ask who is warning you about him. Ask what commercial interest they have. Ask what authority they actually possess. Ask what their own customers have reported. Then make up your own mind. They wanted to give me a warning label. What they actually gave me was an advert. Now, bear this in mind, ladies and gents. I can't actually remember what I was going to say there, which is rubbish. There was something of quite importance. It's gone, but I think you get the message. Why would someone want to put me on their website for 5 years when I've removed myself from their website? That website is guilty by association of potential domestic violence, lying, conniving, fraudulent, because that's exactly what the CEO or the head of Finding McKenzie Friend is. He's one of the men that make men have to work hard in family court because he lies, cheats, and steals. He is a criminal. And if he doesn't like me saying that, you have to report my video again and get it taken down. Because I'm not saying he's a criminal, it's my belief that he's a criminal. Because I believe the articles that are written about him because of how he treats me. If he wasn't a bad person, he'd have no issue taking my name off the website because I've removed myself off there. I've proven that the IP addresses that have come from the same, there's 4 or 5 complaints. They've all come from 2 different IP addresses. I've proven that they still don't take it down. Don't know what else I can do. But they'll probably complain about this video for pointing out that they're talking doo-doo. You be the judge. If you want to use that website, you're probably not the right person for working with me anyway.